Cool, it's recording now. So that big impulse down on the NZD USD, I was looking at it for it to break out downwards. But the reason why I wanted to buy at the bottom here was because something that I could see here. I don't know if you guys ever studied this, or ever looked at it. I don't know if you can. Anyone tell me what this is? Well, I kind of mentioned it already now. You guys know what that is, right? Somebody must know. Yeah, that's a teacup pattern. Yeah, so that's a teacup. So okay, awesome. So that's why I was saying at the bottom I want to buy, because after the teacup, when you see like a descending little flag, so let me zoom out so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So after this teacup here, all right, cool. So after this teacup here, you can see there's like a descending pattern. This one here, there's like a descending pattern. I'm gonna have to start using arrows so you guys can see this. There's like a descending pattern, so that's why I was looking for the buy upwards, because in teacups that's what happens. So it has like a round, has a little cup, and if it's descending, then it's gonna shoot upwards, and that's exactly what happens. So if you guys don't study these patterns, I do recommend. I'm not saying that it's everything that you have to study it, but it's really important. But when you notice it, you know what to do next, because a lot of traders who saw that would have been like, it's time to buy. So that's why the market might have pushed up. Cool, so let me get rid of these. So what do I think's gonna happen next? I'm gonna let you guys know now. Let's get rid of this. All right, cool. So as you can see, I've got a few lines drawn out. So on the H4, I'm gonna zoom back out, and you can see the impulse down. It's creating a little channel. It has broken out upwards. I'm just gonna see what happens now. The next resistance, or the next section where I can see some area of support, is around about here. I've already got it drawn, I think. So I'm just gonna wait to see it come higher, and then I can decide what I'm about to do. So for now, I am expecting it maybe to touch that area. If it shoots down, then it shoots down. So I feel like I missed the buy. Potentially could be getting back in for a sell. So that's what I'm looking for. You can see that it was in its previous channel. Look how many times impulsively broke out, created a high. It could be doing the same thing again. The third one is normally very powerful. So the third one is normally really powerful. So you can see it happen twice. So let it create a little pattern here, then we get at the top. Cool. So that's NZD USD. Let's jump back onto USD JPY. And this is something that I was looking for sells. But again, I wanted to get in at like a low drawdown area so I can scalp. So me personally, I was looking for a scalping zone. On a H4, you can see today it's shut down totally. I think I was speaking to Abid earlier, and he was like, he thinks it goes down. And literally, look, it didn't stop since that area. It shut down quite a lot. So about 60 pips. The reason I was waiting for this area is because I was going to use a big lot size and catch 20 pips, make about 15-20% on that trade. So again, that's my trading strategy. If anybody got in here, you would have done well. For anybody who got in towards the top of this area since last week, it's been abiding by exactly what we said. Let's draw. Yeah. So sorry. So basically, what I think is gonna happen next is it's getting towards the bottom. What I would say is let it do its thing. It could go slightly lower because that is a lower low. So you see what happens. It could go lower before it goes any higher. So we have to see. I'm just gonna watch that now. Give it a few hours. If I do see a potential buy, I will get on the auto trader. But I am looking for it to break downwards. The reason why, because on a daily, you can see it's at the top of the channel, and we are expecting this to break out eventually. You can see that there, yeah? We're expecting to come back and touch down the bottom of the channel. If you look at a weekly, you understand even better why. Can see that pattern. It was just playing in this area. Eventually, I was expecting to come down anyway. So getting in high as you can anywhere just to capture your entry, it would be a good idea. So me personally, there is a chance it could shoot up there, and I'm still gonna use that as my scalping zone. I would have been scalping right now. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. So NZD USD, going through that. Euro GBP. So this is a good one as well. Impulsive again. You guys can see this impulsive here. Impulsive down. Now it's created a pattern. Again, at the moment, I'm just looking for sells at the top of this area. So I was going to, again, this is a potential entry. As you can see, it's creating the pattern, clearing the flag. It's kind of ascending. Me personally, I'll be looking for sells anywhere in this zone. So me personally, I'm just waiting for it to go a bit slightly higher, and I probably would get in for a few sells. I'm just waiting for it to hit that area first before I make any decisions, because I want to see what happens. I really think that it could create a roof up here. Again, for me, it's about patience. Other people just want to get in. They think they're going to catch the market. But me, if I'm going to sell, like, everything has to be saying sell. So that's why I can go higher risk, because I feel confident. Cool. So that's what I'm waiting for Euro GB, sorry, JPY. Euro GBP. Again, I already think that's going to hit the top and come back down. So I'm just going to wait on that one. Euro AUD, there's news coming out. This is something that we were looking for the other day. So what I was saying was, at the top, we're going to sell, the bottom, we're going to buy. As you can see, that buy area is fully broken out there. And if you look on the H4, I go to daily actually, so you can see a bit more. So long term, we were expecting it to come down anyway. So you can see these black lines. I said it's either going to bounce and go back up, or it's going to play in the area and shoot down. So that's what we can see. And you can see the impulsive here. It shot downwards. It created a little ascending channel. And I do expect it to shoot down soon. Where would we find our entry? Let's have a look. Again, I feel like we kind of missed slightly. But if I was to move this and get in for a sell, I'd do it like this. This is something that I would look for. But I don't want it to be... I'll get rid of this. So again, for your AUD, I am looking for sells, but I'll be sells in that area. So that's what I'm looking for at the moment. I do think it can have one push up just for me to scalp. Again, I'm not saying that it's not going to shoot down. It can just shoot down from here and just make a break. But if I'm going to scalp, I want, again, at the top of the channel. Let me just quickly draw that channel so you can see what I'm talking about. There. So if I'm going to sell on a scalp, I want to get as high as possible. So I'm going to wait for that high entry. So GBP AUD, this is something that, again, is creating that pattern. I do think that it's going to bounce back up. It's had one bounce. I think that it could create another one and then shoot down. The same thing here I'm seeing here as well. Impulsive down, creating a little pattern. I am expecting to go down. But at the moment, I won't do anything. If I'm going to sell, I'm going to sell in this blue area. I'm just going to wait it out. So let's have a look at what's been going on recently anyway. So it's kind of hitting the support of this area. There is a potential buy box that I drew last time, but again, I'm going to wait this one out. So just, you want to focus on a few pairs, make sure that you're confident in them. Is there anything else that you guys are looking at? So in terms of gold, I remember I drew this a long time ago. Look, it touched the bottom and it come back into the area where we said it was going to play out. So big impulsive move down from here, and now it created a lower low. Sorry, it went even lower. Now it's playing in the pattern. So I do expect it to play in the pattern, and then potentially I'll be looking for sells in this area. So for now, I am also going to wait this one out as well for gold. I'm just waiting. A lot of my trading goes by waiting. Like yesterday, NZD USD, I was confident. I'm not really confident in any other scalping zones yet, so I wouldn't be scalping until I see something that I'm happy with. But there is a few that we looked at today. UK 100, I've not looked at this for a little while. As you can see, it created a lower low there, and I said it's either going to shoot up or down. It's gone back up. Again, we just have to watch this, because I thought long term it wants to break out. So if you're going to buy, we're going to buy low as possible, because there is still a channel. If I am going to sell, I'd only sell at the top, but I'm not really looking for sells. I'm looking for buyers on the UK 100. I still have that belief that it's going to shoot up, and it did today. You can see that it did, and it came back down. So it created a low, then it was shooting back up. Yeah, so we can see a new channel kind of forming as well. One thing we should always do, move our lines. You can see the patterns. And one thing I learned recently, the only lines that actually matter are the previous two. So previous two or three max. So draw your channel based off previous 2 touches. So that's what we can see at the moment. Again, if you are going to buy, you're going to buy at the top. I think it's going to move upwards, but I wouldn't buy here. Can you see it entering towards the middle of the channel? I wouldn't be looking for buys. I will let it push down before I get in, because you can see it broke out of that previous channel. It could start creating lower lows and shoot down. So this is why I wouldn't buy right now. Potentially buy when it goes back to the bottom, or wait for a few more days to see what pattern's been created. But on the H4, you can see what I'm trying to say. On H4, you can potentially buy. Like, it's okay. I think if you buy around about this area, if it does touch that area, I think you can catch a few pips. But personally, I'm not going to be trading until it comes back down on that one. Is there any other trades that you guys were looking at? There's Euro JPY. It is coming into an area that I want to sell, so I will probably be looking at that soon. GBP and ZD. Straight away, the pattern I can see is, I can draw this straight away. You can see kind of a wedge being created there on a H4. We'll probably see it to bounce out, ascending or descending. It could break out either way. Let's see a daily. So what's your thoughts, Abid? So me personally, I can see it getting tighter. It's creating a wedge on a H4. These are the zones that we had last time for buyers and sells. We said if it goes to those areas, we're confident in a few scalps. It touched the bottom, had an impulsive. It could shoot up, but let's wait. Again, let's move this slightly. For buyers and for sellers, but at the moment, remember it could break out either way. Is there anything that you can see in this, Abid? Because I've not really looked at it in much detail. So let me know what you can see, and then I'll see if I can see that as well. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. So the only reason, if you go into a weekly now, kind of see what's been going on. It broke out downwards, pattern up. It could be just like, boom. It could shoot upwards. I really think it could. Omega, I just showed you the teacup with NZD USD. That I just missed the entry. That was a teacup here, and I had a buy in place. It just didn't trigger my buy limit, but I did have a buy on the auto trader. It just didn't trigger. Down here, I had a buy limit in this blue area. Flipping it, sorry. I had a buy here. That was because of a teacup entry, descending channel and shooting up. So I just missed it by a few pips, but that was a really good entry. So yeah, I do look at teacups, but you can only see that when it comes up. Yeah, cool. Guys, I'm gonna record this and just put it up on YouTube. I'm just gonna find a few entries for the auto trader. Just gonna get in my zone. I know it's Eid for a few people, so I hope you guys have a good Eid, celebrate well. Um, I'll try to get a few gifts in before then if I can, but if I can't, then don't worry about it. I'll try to give everybody some Eid money. Um, I give you a few quizzes today, and something that I just want to say before I go is don't be don't be looking at the money. Look at the percent. The reason why is because if you had a 10k account today, you would have made £100 just from a few pips. Does that make sense? It's like it's not about catching money. What do you call it? It's not about catching large amounts of pips or large amounts of money quickly. It's about being consistent. And if you're going to try to catch 1 or 2% a day, overall, over a week, 5 to 10% a week, you're gonna become a consistent trader. But if you can catch 50% in a day and then lose 50% the next day, there's no point. Does that make sense? There's no point making that amazing trade and then be like, oh crap, the next day you lost it all. It's all about being consistent. So that's why I'm happy with my short term. As you guys know, last week we were down. We were in profit, then we went slightly few percent down, and then we smashed out the week in just one single trade. So anything's possible. So just remain patient and you implement that in your own trading. Be happy. Like if you guys have a £200 account, why are you guys not happy with 2, 3, 4, 5 pounds? That's amazing. That's like 2, 3, 4, 5%. So you guys need to be a bit more, what do you call it? Like use your mindset more. If you guys had a 20k account last week, you would have made 2 grand. Does that make sense from the auto trader? So it's not about like what you have now. It's about consistency. So just because you guys are making 2, 3, 4, 5 pounds, it doesn't mean that I'm not making like 1 or 2, 3 grand. Do you get me? So like 10%, it could be a lot. Like, it depends how much you have. And if you see the consistent results, if you guys are in the auto trader for like 6 months and you just realize, shit, man, he's smashing the weekly targets, then you guys can whack in 10 G's and make £1 grand in a week. Does that make sense? So it's all about that long term. I'm not aiming for short term success. I want to be consistent. And the Entry Kings auto trader, I want people to be ready to put money into it. Like a year later, be like, okay, came out 1 year ago. It's consistently getting profits on a weekly, daily, monthly basis. You will come across losses, of course, but it's all about consistency. That's my methodology. Okay, perfect. So does anybody have any questions about anything? You can see like who's serious about learning it. Like since I came out with Auto Trader, everybody's off the calls. But the thing is, I promise you, Auto Trader is nice, but like being able to do it yourself is 10 times better. Like being able to launch your own company in 2 years, being able to become a millionaire by helping people. Like trust me, that's a different goal that guys should be having as well, to learn yourself. Wicked. No questions. I just want to say thanks for jumping on. I'm gonna upload this to YouTube. Even though I sound so tired. I'm going to look at the charts again. Euro JPY, that's something that I was saying is getting close to my sell zone. I'm going to keep an eye on that. Potentially could get in very soon. And when you're scalping, remember the 15 minutes. You can get in for 15 minutes. And as long as you're averaging about 5 pips, it's fine. Average about 5 pips on a scalp. Use a good lot size. You see from here, it's about 20 pips. So you can even zoom in on a 5 minute on this one. And this is what I do sometimes when I'm scalping. Look, if you get a good entry at the top, or easily 6 pips, that would be nice. Depending on your lot size, you can make some good money there. Pretty confident in that entry. You can get in at the top. You're looking at minimal drawdown in the area, 1 or 2, 3 pips. But after 5, 6 pips, take it. Set your TP around about here, and you're done. Like set a TP there. There's just a few pips, but that's something that you can look at for a scalp. Like that's not something to be surprised about. That's something that's common sense basics. Low drawdown area, wick zone. You're looking for a few pips. Even then, it might even shoot up. But look, it might even shoot up the way it has been. Look, it's been shooting up since then. It might continue, but because you got in so low, but because you got in so low, Yeah, exactly. So there's still about 15, 20 minutes left. So yeah, if you're going low in this channel, there's about 8 pips. So every time you get another low area of this channel, you can always catch a few pips. Does that make sense? It's all about angles. I understand that you can make it there. So if it does come back here, get back in for the top there. You can even actually move this, make it even more confident. You can actually move this all the way here. Now you're going to see why I'm even more confident in that sell. Does that make sense? So you have to give yourselves reasons and tell yourself why you're selling and why it makes sense, and then you can get in for your scalps. So guys, yeah, let me go do my thing. If I see a good entry, I'll sell. But for now, that's it, guys. I'll speak to you guys tomorrow, and have a good day and a good night.